Hi everyone. So today let us practice one of the questions. Yes, how would you design a web search engine for children below 14-year-old? So we will start with the we'll take so we will just okay the framework that we will follow the same. First would be clarifying questions. Then we will see a user persona. We will pick one, prioritize. Then we will pick up pain points, think about pain points, and we will pick one. Then we will think about some of the solution or ideas or solutions. We will pick one, and then we can choose one of the success metrics and risk. So starting with the second part of the question, that children below 14-year-old. So for children below 14-year-old, so what are the some other things that we can think about them? Because we have only the age of them, their age as 14-year-old. So maybe we need to think more about them. What is their education, particular geography for them, and what is the, I would say, the affordability or the what we can say uh, environment in which they live. By environment, I mean the um, parent society, because that will help us get more clarity. What do they think? How do they engage with environment? So the parents information, parents society. So these are some of the questions that I can think of if I think about the children below 14 years old. And okay, what is the specific need? Then with that we will focus on the persona and pain point. But starting here, I can think about. So let's. I'm assuming education. They are in somewhere in class six, and they are in class six. And for this particular prompt, we are considering the geography to be, let's say, I'm taking a city in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, India. And parent society, I am assuming that they live in a, okay, first the parents part. Now both the parents are working in the private company, and they live in a residential apartment, prime location of the, and the school, that society part that I was saying, the society also includes the school they visit, or do they go to the tuition. So the more we find out about the 14-year-old and pinpoint the user persona part, it will help us think more about them. And this is the second aspect of it. In the next we will focus on the um, web search engine part. What does designing a web search engine mean for them, for the 14-year-old? They study in a English medium school. They have desktop at home. They do not have they do not have personal mobile device, but they do own a family, I would say, notepad or tablet that was purchased for them only for their studies. Now moving to the second aspect of our question. The second aspect is the what does the design of web search engine mean? So if we think about some of the questions, design a web search engine. Now when we say a search engine, web search engine, that means it is a desktop, not for mobile. Well, it can be for mobile. It does not mean that the web part is only for the web is for desktop. Device is not specified. Web is for all the category. So since they do not own the uh, mobile, so I would be taking as a desktop device the web search part, and the design aspect of the web search engine part, I am taking it to be what does the search engine do? They search a particular content that is available on the web. Now how that is different for a 14-year-old that we have just described, for me that would be for a 14-year-old that would be only limit in the content what it can search or what they get in a search result. So, okay, let me write limit in the content based on the age. What other aspects of search engine I can think about for them is that the research results would be more image specific or interactive or more video based result, video based results. And because how search engine works, how the technical aspects of it or a core algorithm aspect of it, there would not be much change based on the age group, because we are only tweaking the content part of it, what we need to show. How we rank that remains similar in how a general web search engine works for any different age category. How it is different is only the kind of content we show and the limit regarding the based on the age group. Some of the content is not suitable for the children and some of the content is made for the adults. Anything else that I can think of is the yes, that generally applies to other search engines, that it should be fast response time and location specific or culture culturally relevant. Now, what does that culturally relevant means? That given the a child, a user, is growing up in an environment where they are accustomed to certain cultural aspects, certain cultural norms, and the more specific cultural aspects or environment, or the more example that they are searching on the web, and similarly culturally relevant examples or results we provide, that will help them understand the query that they are asking in a more better. Now let us pick one persona. First think about some of the persona that could be. Now if I think about a 14-year-old persona, but again it depends on the particular need why they are searching for it. But first let us think about user persona. I will just write down. This is based on different aspect of a 14-year-old life. I can think of three. Now, by gamer, I mean they are specifically interested in the gaming online, play regular gaming, and they are also they are searching for more online games and stuff regarding that, building a community, looking for like-minded people, purchasing gaming-related uh, items and products. Now, for student-related, I can make it a study aspect, study related. Now, another persona could be someone who is specifically looking for results or searching online for study related, school related, syllabus, courses, material, or tutorials. So these are the three aspects of user I can think of, and we will pick one more, and then we will move to the pain point. Now, social interaction means that they are looking for like-minded friends. Like-minded friends mean someone who is interested in a particular activity. They would want to view community and look for people online, and maybe they are looking for a career related in that particular activity, that what if I am interested in this activity, what does the career opportunity in future looks like for me based on this activity, maybe playing a sports or solving a puzzle or being interested in a poetry. That could mean anything. Now, in all these three, I would like to choose the social interactive partner, that someone who is searching for a group, an online group for their particular activity that they are doing. And for this, let us select one activity. They are writing poetry, personal poetry, and they are looking for different platforms or a future career aspect of it. Career. So now some of the pain points that I can think of, if I am a 14-year-old student writing my personal poetry and wanting to make a career, or wanting to know what could be future for me. So what are the pain points? I want to know future prospects for my hobby poetry. I also want to know, I am looking for online groups, channel, or inspiration. And other pain points is that in my current school and society curriculum and environment, no motivation or inspiration is visible. So I am looking for this online space. Okay, we have taken on some of the pain points. Now let us think about some of the solutions. Now in the three pain points that we have picked up and thought of written, let me choose the third one to be the most critical one, because I believe why I have chosen this, because I believe whenever at a young age we are engaged in some form of hobby, may it be poetry writing, playing particular sports. So in a culturally relevant society like the city that I have chosen, the Jodhpur city, Rajasthan, I do not see the parents, even if they are working in a private job. So the value of education, good education at a reputed college, is much more clearly path visible for them to build a stable future rather than engaging in a particular activity that parents and as well as the children do not see a clear path. Children more or less, parents a little more. So that is why it becomes absolutely necessary for students to find online forums, build offline groups, and what other things can they can request their society or school to organize some form of activity based on these themes. I can ask since I have to design a search engine. So how I would like to think about that whenever 14-year-old or particular this segment is searching for a particular query. So I'm assuming they are not quite comfortable or not able to type in the exact query. So what I can do as a search engine, I can build a form type of form visible on my platform. Build form visible on the platform that asks specific questions related to the query they have typed to find out exactly what they are looking for. To find out exactly what they are looking for. So supposing that I type online poetry school or something like that. So if I type online, let's take a keyword or a query example. So suppose that I type a online poetry school. Now as a search engine, I can see and if first at the first instance at the first step, I can show the relevant results. These are the poetry schools or these are the groups, these are the eligibility criteria, these are the website they can access, find out more about them. In the next or if second multiple successive attempts, I can provide a form, a small form with 2 3 fields, form with maximum of 3 fields, asking that what exactly do they need. Do they need exact school, uh, and what is the time frame they are looking for, and what is their specific location, nearby area. So I can ask at least 3 questions, I mean maximum 3 questions, and show them the one result that is most relevant for them. So I have chosen this. I will let me. This seems to be the most relevant. So we will pick this one, fourth one. Now, if now primary metrics, success metrics for this is the, of course, if it is a search engine, those are number of queries in a day, week, and month. That is a metric that we would be tracking, and how successfully, what is the time it is taking for query to be typed and uh, user accessing those relevant links that we have put. I mean the number of successive queries typed in search bar, because that gives us an idea that whether the results that we have shown is relevant to the query that the user have typed. So they would not be typing the successive queries. And third would be the response time of, apart from the relevant results, it is equally important to show how quickly that result is shown to the user. And if I can think about other queries based on the idea that I suggested of form, that number of users satisfied or filling in the form. So these are some of the metrics that we would be tracking. And moving on to the risk that I can think of. Risk is, I think, perhaps the biggest aspect of this, that the number of users who does not understand the main goal behind the form. Because it may be that uh, apart from searching, typing a query and getting a result, this is the standard experience or a standard interface how they have been accustomed to using a search query, search engine. But when we add that filling and form, that I think also makes an extra part of hurdle. So for many types of user, this could be an extra hurdle that they need to, and this could lead to search abandonment altogether. So that is also part of it. Another risk I can think of is the risk of monetization from the advertisers. Now, what does monetization for advertisers means? That once you are filling in that form or asking for users, then that may already make the number of users who is going to fill the form and then going to go to a particular website or a page. So for advertisers, this becomes quite challenging. That why and how we are choosing that particular page or a website, and how do you segment that kind of user who is going to fill that form and then going to the website. So for advertiser, we need to make them, help them understand that how it works and everything related to that. Okay, I can think of this, and let me submit this, and then we will read some of the other answers that people have told me. Okay, so they have written, yes, clarify what does that children 14 varying degree awareness reading writing ability, parents children search understand user experience visual result search engine tech crawler filter teacher basic features priority. They have clarified the functional aspects of each exact segmentation. They have defined target user persona user journey metrics tab rate. Okay, these are very good. And okay, moving on to the, we will meet in the next video. Thank you.